Good morning, Peter here. It's April 4th, and this is the DFTBA News VMDA Vlogs. A lot of people I know at some point in their life have declared, I want to be an astronaut. And then, for one reason or another, they've decided to move on and pursue other careers. Now, to be fair, certainly some of them legitimately found other career pursuits that they found more attractive, but some of them, I don't think they ever did. Not very many people get to become an astronaut or president of the United States or any of the other jobs that kids emphatically declare, I will be this. And that's largely because in order to become an astronaut, you have to pass a battery of physical and mental tests, and there's only one president every 4 to 8 years. But what about all those other jobs out there that people stopped pursuing? Did they stop going after them because they were too hard? Or was it because someone came in and told them that they would never accomplish their goals? Surely it's a combination of both. When I was growing up, I wanted nothing more than to own my own dinner theater. I was so convinced of this fact that right out of high school, I was ready to double major in technical theater and business. I really had no idea what I was getting into. And it was a lot of hard coursework. And as I started, the comments started coming in, and people were saying things like, well, working in theater isn't a real job, and how are you going to support your family when you're not even working all the time, because theaters, they're not doing stuff all the time. And these comments really started to get to me, and I didn't know what I was going to do, so I dropped out of school and I took a job to pay the bills. And that's what I've been doing up until about 2.5 years ago. I finally decided that I didn't want to be working in an office making slightly above minimum wage because I'd been in the same field for so long for the rest of my life. So I decided I was going to go back to school. And going back to school was a really big decision, so I wanted to make sure this time that if I started, I was committed and nobody was going to be able to stop me. So I decided to go back to school to be a high school English teacher, as I mentioned before. Now, the reason why I decided this was because I liked writing and English. I'd have to grade a lot of papers and critique and, help my students learn to write. Now, to be fair, a high school English teacher is a very rough job. And I kind of learned that after I took one of the courses where you need to observe a classroom. I did it once, and as mentioned again before, I kind of chickened out. But I also got the comments from people that I know again really saying, is that what you want to do? This is a very hard job, and I really didn't know. But I was convinced that I was going to stay in school. I had made that commitment to myself, and I was not dropping out. It was about that time that I started the Swindon Town Gazette and then DFTBA News. And it was largely because of DFTBA News that I fell in love with the idea of examining issues complexly. And it was because of this and realizing that I really had a passion and a desire to do this, and because unfortunately I kind of let people get to me with the comments about being a teacher, and I did chicken out a little bit with doing that actual job, that I switched my major to mass communications, now with the idea that eventually DFTBA News in some format will eventually become my full-time job. In the end, it's about pursuing your dreams and doing something that you really want and can make a living at, because I'm not advocating that anybody go live in poverty just to do something that they love, unless you want to. I think it was Les Brown who said, aim for the moon because if you miss, you'll land among the stars, which is not entirely accurate because there's technically no stars between us and the moon or even anywhere beyond the moon. He really should have said, aim for galaxy M82 or M87, and then if you miss, you'll land among the stars. But let me put my inner astronaut away here and just remind folks of what the sentiment is. Make sure that you're pursuing your dreams and don't settle for anything less than the best. You're worth it. Thanks for watching and have a great night.